All right, it's still 8/23, 2025, and I'm on a roll, grandchildren, when it comes to thinking critically. And, you know, as if you're playing chess, thinking more than one move ahead. All right, and so I'm piggybacking on that idea. Two-step strategy, and I think when in regarding critical thinking, this is really essential. Okay, because two-step strategy is like this. All right. For example, Donald Trump bringing ICE agents, masked agents, terrorizing the communities. Okay? He wants to create a crisis. That's what he wants to do. He's putting out a narrative that there is a crisis, which is untrue. Okay? A crisis that he has to manage, which is untrue. Crime is 30% down in Washington, for example. And he's bringing in the National Guard from several different states. Okay? To manage a fake crisis. But if he keeps pushing and pushing and pushing, then there'll be a real crisis, because people will rise up and fight. All right? And then he's going to get a real foothold, because he has, according to the Supreme Court, powers of impunity and immunity. He can be impugned. He can exercise impunity because he's immune to any kind of prosecution as president. And the Supreme Court said so, which is kind of contrary to the old notion of upholding, that his chief job is to uphold the law. Now, the law is becoming the law of Donald Trump, and that's where the danger is. Now, so I'm just going to play a little clip here of this guy, and then I'm going to finish up.
It was like police were doing. So that was the pretext for this. Man, a lot of bad shit can happen between now and 2028. If these guys are sending in the troops because Big Balls got manhandled, like, what is going to happen if there are actual riots in one of these cities? What's going to happen if there is, other unrest, right?
Yes, I'm very worried about that. I mean, there's a lot of conversation you hear these days about, like, why aren't there protests? Where did all the people so worried about Gaza go, who are protesting under Biden and who are not now? And it's like,
all right, well, it's just that very simple point that he said. What if there are real riots? And see, my thinking is, when you're thinking about two steps ahead, and somebody is trying to push you into a corner so you come out swinging, and then you get charged, that's a trap. And usually traps kind of have two steps. They got where you're getting drawn into something, and then they got the slaughter. Okay? So don't be tricked. Assess your opponent 2 or 3 steps ahead. That's the least you can do for yourself. But look, I might not be a very good example of that, because I don't know how. I mean, even me putting out this talk right here like this, or if I put something up in my sign, it makes me a target. If I'm just looking out after my own self, I don't want to make myself a target. But hey, I'm not the kind of person who's going to live without a cause. And that's the cause of justice. And the assessment of what we got to do to carry out that justice is just as difficult as it was for the signers of the Declaration of Independence. But it had to be done. You know, Jesus said, somebody in one occasion, I can't remember how it all went, but he said that when you have done that which was your duty to do, say, I am an unprofitable servant, because I have only done that which is that which was my duty to do. Okay? Look, Jesus set the standard in that regard. I mean, you know, if you want to at least, you know, take sides with Christianity, you know, which was, you know, at least if not the major influence, it had influence in the position of the framers of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. I mean, you know. So, anyways, I just, you know, wanted to point that out. You know, thinking 2 steps ahead, or 3, but at least 2. I mean, you know, for the implications of what you do, the decisions you got to make. All right. Well, that's it.